Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be giving an update on Klay Thompson to the Los Angeles Lakers. I find it very interesting that his own father, Michael Thompson, wants him to sign with the Lakers. Of course, Los Angeles can't offer as much money as Philadelphia. Even if they do bring in Paul George, they can't offer as much money as Dallas. But they certainly do have a very intriguing situation for Klay. He'd be paired with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He would stay on the West Coast in LA, which certainly would be beneficial to him, of course, because he's from the area, so he'd be local. But it's also just the opportunity. AD and LeBron are going to generate a ton of looks for the Lakers. This is a team that in the playoffs shot the three ball under 30%. Overall in the regular season, they actually shot it pretty well, if I'm being honest. But the Lakers just didn't take enough threes. And that's why it's so crucial for them to go out there and to bring in a shooter. Klay's 34. He's not the player he once was. He's not one of the best two-way players in basketball anymore, but he doesn't need to be. He just needs to stay ready and knock down those threes and be able to space the floor for this team and this offense. JJ Redick's now the head coach of the team, one of the best shooters, of course, of this generation. So it's just a perfect pairing. Anybody is going to be able to get Klay open looks and run plays for him and floppy actions, things like that. It's going to be JJ. But the question is, what are actually the odds of this happening? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So financially speaking, the Lakers are in an interesting position because LeBron James, his agent, Rich Paul, told ESPN that he'd be willing to take a significant pay cut for James Harden and Klay Thompson. Now, as we know, Harden is expected to sign a 2-year deal with the Clippers, so we can cross him off of the list. Klay Thompson is going to be traded via sign and trade. So the Lakers, again, they have to make a decision on LeBron's contract, but LeBron's going to do that after the Lakers actually make a move. So the question is, right now, is Klay going to take less money to go to the Lakers versus go to the Dallas Mavericks, who just went to the finals, to go to the Philadelphia 76ers? I personally think he's going to go to the Lakers. I mean, it's just lining up to be that way right now. Everything we're hearing, a report came out that there is mutual interest between the Lakers and Thompson. And of course, the Golden State Warriors are fully prepared to lose him in free agency. The Mavericks dumped Tim Hardaway Jr.'s salary. What was it? It was Tim Hardaway Jr. and some second-round picks or whatever for Quentin Grimes. So as of right now, they are going to be able to give Klay the most money. But that doesn't mean that Klay is going to go there, because you got to think of it this way. He turned down a 2-year extension with the Warriors. So clearly, if he just wanted the money, he would have taken that. Or maybe he thought he could get more. I don't know. But it just seems like, as of right now, all we know, that the pairing just, it makes too much sense. I mean, we're talking about a Lakers team that, again, shot 29.9% in the first round from 3 against the Nuggets. Klay shot 39% through 77 games last season, and honestly he had a down year. So the fact that he still went out there and he averaged 18 a game and a down year for Klay just shows that, I mean, even that version of Klay is going to be a huge upgrade to this Lakers starting lineup. But I think he's only going to elevate his game, and having a guy that's won multiple championships, having a guy who has played in several finals at big moments and has hit shots, to me, I mean, it just makes all the sense in the world. The Lakers, if they can get him for that mid-level exception of about $13 million, it would be too hard to pass up, in my opinion. Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports reported Sunday, which is today when I'm recording this, that there's a belief that Thompson would be open to accepting the $12.9 million mid-level exception from either Los Angeles team, meaning the Clippers and the Lakers. So the fact that he's open to that, I mean, it shows that, hey, look, Klay is a realistic possibility to the Lakers. Dallas has $16.1 million in terms of their trade exception created from the Tim Hardaway Jr. trade. The Lakers and Clippers both have $12.8 million non-tax ML unless they do a sign and trade, and then the Sixers have $14 million, and that's with Paul George signing with them. So that's presumably, of course, expecting that. You look at the rest of the Western Conference so far. I mean, it's June 30th when I'm recording this, and we've already seen teams get better. The Oklahoma City acquired Alex Caruso. The Timberwolves traded for the number 8 overall pick, Rob Dillingham. The Nuggets traded up for DeRon Holmes II. They salary dumped Reggie Jackson to try to retain Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Mavericks dumped Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract, and the Pelicans traded for DeJounte Murray. You can make a strong case that all the teams I just named have a better roster than the Lakers. Of course, the Clippers are about to get worse if they lose Paul George. The Nuggets, if they lose KCP, are going to become worse even with that trade up. But now it's time for the Lakers to make some moves. And if they end up making a trade, they've got D'Lo's $18.7 million contract, which will offer them flexibility. They also could end up putting Rui in there. They could be putting Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent. They've got, what, 3, or I guess technically 2 first-round picks, but they could do some pick swaps as well in there, as many as 3 of them. And they've got those mid-sized salaries to be able to work something out. The Lakers, they're not going to be able to trade for a star, right? So no Donovan Mitchell, no Trae Young, even DeJounte Murray, if we want to call him a star. Obviously, he went to the Pelicans, but like the Lakers were never going to do any of those moves. But what they need is somebody that can help their roster, whether it be a Kyle Kuzma or a Dorian Finney-Smith and Jeremy Grant, Klay Thompson, just somebody of that nature who can slide into the starting lineup and can provide them what they need, whether it be length or shooting or speed, perimeter size, defense, athleticism are all lacking on this roster compared to the rest of the West. And I think it's fair to say that the Lakers do not have a championship level roster right now. And this is someone who's rooting for the Lakers, of course. But we've got to be realistic. The Lakers are a couple of pieces away from being able to win the West. I mean, I could see them winning a series or two, but in terms of a championship, as of right now, that just is completely preposterous. But Klay Thompson's a start. You add in him and another piece, like a Jeremy Grant, and man, would the Lakers be looking good right now. I mean, you got to remember, they were right there, neck and neck with the Nuggets. At the end of the day, they still lost in 5 games, but we could see that, hey, look, the Lakers were fighting. The coaching was one thing, clearly. AD and Austin Reeves and other players just were not on the same page as Darvin Ham. Now JJ Redick comes in. You add in the pieces. I mean, this team is going to be excited. Dalton Connect is a guy who is going to be a huge addition because he shot 40% from 3 in college. He's got good speed, athleticism with that vertical leap. He's going to automatically help the Lakers out even as a rookie, but if you can add in these veterans, it would make it even better. The question now is going to be LeBron James's new contract. Is he going to take 2 years and we can opt out or whatever and get more money in the second year? We already know D'Lo opted in. JJ Redick, we know he's the head coach. Bronny James was drafted in the second round, pick 55. Moving forward for the Lakers, the focus is going to be on what they do with that mid-level exception. They're looking at players. Klay Thompson is going to be the biggest name that they're looking at. Jonas Valanciunas is another guy that the Lakers are interested in. I'll definitely make a separate video on him, and we'll talk about that. But right now, I just need to see the Lakers improve their roster. It was never about getting another star. We talked about that after the Nuggets series where they fell short about how the Lakers should not be going out there and getting another star. And there was a report that they weren't going to do that. The report said that they were going to look for depth and to try to overall improve the roster. The easiest way, of course, to win a championship is to get a star player, right? Like if the Lakers got Trae Young, certainly they'd be in a better spot. But that doesn't mean they need to get Trae Young. A couple more pieces and putting your guys in the right position. Somebody who's not going to blow a 10-plus point lead, right? Having a coach that's going to be disciplined enough to make sure that his guys continue to keep the fun in the guys. So just little things like that are going to be the biggest thing at the end of the day. But it's your boy Swag. You can also find me over at Lakers Daily, guys. That's all I got for you today. Peace.